Sean's keys to thriving during the teen years. These are things that, on one hand, I spent a lot of time thinking about this list. On the other hand, I didn't have to spend much time thinking about it. I am in a sweet season with my two oldest girls who are both teenagers right now, but it's not always like that. It is not always like that. In fact, on these videos, I will sometimes share when I'm not in good seasons or I'm going through something, because that is normal. That is so life with teenagers, right? With our kids. One day we're doing great with them, and then the next day it's like, what the crap is going on? So here's 6, and if you're here with me live in the Zoom, I really want to ask you to engage with me and use the group chat to share right now, or anytime you hear me in the group chat, 1 or 2, 3 or tips that you have found. They're like, yeah, this is actually, now that you got me going, Sean, now that I'm waking up, my brain is turning on, I'm realizing that this key that I have with my teenager has been one of the keys to help us to thrive. And so here they are. All right, number 1 is something you hear me talk a lot about, because so some of the ones I teach a lot about, I'm not going to spend that much time on, is first thing I think of, and this is in no particular order. In fact, if there is an order, you want to think of this as like a math problem, like these 6 things that I want to share with you. It's like this plus this plus this is equal to that. So first thing I think of is, oh my gosh, choosing our battles wisely. Oh my gosh, there are so many battles to choose, isn't there? I mean, it's just like one thing after another. And obviously you've heard me speak a lot. If you've heard me speak before, we've got to choose the battles that every parent has to choose, the battles with drugs and screens, which are really the same things, because drugs are drugs and screens are drugs. And so, but there's so many battles to choose. And this actually why this list is kind of funny and heartbreaking and silly and important. Number 2 thing is something I've just been really focusing on, because I went away from it, is staying up late with our teenagers. Staying up late. Now, I don't like staying up late. I mean, like 10 o'clock comes, 10:30 comes, I'm like, old man Donahue's coming out. I'm just like tired, I got my jammies on. But my kids, they want to stay up late. And so I've been forcing myself the last 4 months, and I want to do it. I want to be consistent at it. It's just staying up late, even on school nights, even on weekend nights. I'm just trying to stay up late and just kind of hang out and be present, talk to them, play games, do what they want to do, check in, just hang out. And I try to, the mindset I have of this is kind of the same mindset that I have when I look at my first grader, who is a first grader. She hasn't even lost her first tooth yet. I look at those teeth, I'm like, look at those cute little teeth. This is it. This is the last time, you're my youngest kid. This is the last time I'm ever gonna look at the little baby teeth this close. And I'm gonna stare at them. And I'm just like, wanna cherish this moment, because I won't be looking at little baby teeth like this until like I'm a grandparent, if I can get to be one. It's just like that mindset, like this is temporary. And so staying up late is just like, this is a temporary thing. I wanna push through it. And that might mean I need to even take a nap early on in the day. That's how freaking old I am, right? To stay ready. Number 3 is something is so key. Gosh, I'm so passionate about number 3, is we've got to remember the difference between rules and values, right? And that really goes into picking our battles. Remember the difference between rules and values, and be wise. So rules, right? You and I, generally speaking, we have probably the same rules for our kids, right? There's just not a lot of difference in home to home when it comes to rules. Yeah, there are some rules that are different, but values is a whole different topic. Like values is like what they believe about this topic, about politics, about religion, about tattoos, about hygiene, about dating, about this show, about this morality, about this food product, about sexting, about this website, about Snapchat streaks, about here's some values that are happening in my life, and I even wrote them down. Vitamins, right? How you feel about freaking vitamins? Take your vitamins. I know for some families, you ask them, hey, tell me one of your top 5 pain points. You know what they'll say? They'll be like retainers, right? Retainers, wearing your retainer. It's like, I spent $50,000 on these beautiful teeth. You're not gonna wear these stupid retainer? I don't want to. I don't like it. I like one like this, all right? So they don't have a value to retain their teeth like a retaining wall, retain their teeth like the parents have the value of, return on investment, or wearing a night guard at night, right? To stop their grinding, Or how about this? This was kind of funny. If you ask 10 parents, so every kid wants to sleep in late, right? And I'll ask you right now, use the group chat. I'd love to hear from you. But what is the time where if your kid sleeps past this time, now it's like it's bothering you? It's like you're lazy bones. It's like, what are you doing? Sleeping your time away. Like for me, I'm good with 10. I think I'm good with 10:30. I think I'm good with like 11, but it's like 11:01. I'm like, what is going on here, girls? Right? It's like a big difference between 11:01 and like 10:59. You know what I mean? So we all have these times. And for you, maybe it's like, 1 o'clock is too late. Or my kid will sleep until 2 or 3. That's how kids roll nowadays. I don't think our generation stayed up. We're waking up at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I don't think we were. I mean, we'd be sleeping until like 11. And that was nice, but I think with screens, they're so good now. I mean, these kids are staying up super late, and some of them are waking up at like 2, 3 in the morning. 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Did you know that on a Saturday? So their values had to be like their work ethic, their clothing, their diet. Even like reading books is a work ethic. Like it's hard to see like, our daughters or our kids are reading books when they're younger, and then, some of them will get away from that as they get older for various reasons. Number 4. Key to thriving during the teen years is screen-free and friend-free family vacations, family outings, family nights, and family time. Like, I think this is so key. Like, this is like a synonym for fun. Like, somebody asked me, I think it was just 2 days ago, some thoughts about raising teenagers. And I think the first thing that came out of my mouth is, right now I'm just really focusing on fun. I'm just having fun with them. Like, I'm just like trying to enjoy them and getting them to enjoy me and just like making the most of this time. And so, but the problem is it's really hard to have fun with teenagers, isn't it? They're so dang salty and they're so dang rude and they're so dang in their rooms and they're so dang this and this and this. And then even if you want to bring them on a vacation, they may not want to go, or they bring a friend, which is cool, but then you have to pay. That's expensive. And then they're not even with you their whole time. They're like off doing their own thing or trying to like get people's phone numbers or whatever, right? That's what we'd be doing anyway too. So no judgments on them. But it's like, but this is why like if you, what I learned is like for some families, they're not great at family time, but they have like, they go on these vacations where they really bond and they do adventures. Some people, they can't afford vacations, but they're really good at just like snuggling up on a Friday night and watching a movie together. Some people it's like we've got to all like work with the crew that we have to, if we want to thrive during the teen years, we've got to have some awesome time just being together, having fun. Number 5, tools, how to thrive is so key. Oh my gosh, like I don't even know like which one of these is the most important. Like this could be number 1. Can I get an amen on this one? Patience and perspective. Oh my gosh. Like if you're not patient during the teen years, you're not going to thrive. If you don't have patience in your heart, in your mind, if you don't have a deep rooted patience in even like a calendar patience, like, you know what? Sophomore year is tough. This kid is going through something and it's just hard, but I'm just going to be patient because they're going to get through this. You know what? 8th grade year, oh my gosh, they've changed so much. They're just a total jerk now, or they're this, or, junior year, there's so much anxiety they're going through, or this problem. Let's just be patient. They're going to grow out of this. It's not going to be this way forever. That perspective, right? Because we were these really challenging, insecure teenagers at one point too. And look at us. Like most of us turned out okay, unless you're watching this from jail or something. Number 6 is really, really important. Now, this is something that some of us do better than others, but it's so key. If you've got a teenager, my last key to thriving during the teen years is you can't take things personally. All right? Oh man, you can't take things personally because it's so easy to take things personally because I know it's kind of weird and but it's like true what I'm about to say. It's like scientifically true, is that the reason why our kids treat us so poorly is sometimes, and it should only be sometimes, right? Because if it's happening like a lot, well then you need the parents club, right? Like that shouldn't be happening every day where your teenager's treating you like garbage. Like that's not okay. Despite what all these experts will say, oh yeah, like, teenagers, hormones, and it's all normal. And like, I mean, I cannot tell you how many clients I've worked with, even just yesterday, and they'll be like, yeah, well, our therapist gave us the worst advice. Yeah, our therapist said this. Well, the school sampler said this. Oh yeah, this person here, they just said they should have unlimited screen time. And I'm like, and it just got worse, like, shocker. So the sixth key to thriving during the teen years is don't take things personally, because, oh my gosh, it will get under your skin so much. And I've never had anything under my skin, but can you imagine like having something under your skin? Like what if there was like a bug or like a centipede or like a worm or like under your skin? That's nasty, but like no one ever thinks about what under your skin means, but that would be the worst. To have something under your skin, like, what's really gross is having something in your bed. That's like the closest thing to having something under your skin. My wife, one time in college, her friends knew how much she hated iguanas, so they threw an iguana in her bed while she was sleeping. Dude, total like trauma, dude. Total trauma, like freaking balls out of the iguanas. So then we go on a honeymoon. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be romantic. We're in Cancun. We're in this place called Ixpuja, Cancun, Mexico. Super tropical. We get our hut, and it's like, it's like a hut, it's like AC. It's like a nice bed. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be romantic time. We're on our honeymoon. Dude, freaking place was covered in iguanas, dude. Iguanas, and it's like kind of ruined the vibe. It's like, you dang lizards. So, and it, like I said, as I started this list, as we wrap it up, is if I think about the teen years, these 6 things are almost like a math problem. Like we want to add them up, and if there was an equal at the end, this is what it equals. If we really pick our battles wisely with our kids, if we can try to push ourselves to stay up late with them. Number 3, remember there's a difference between, rules and values, and we are wise about, how we are responding, how we're using our power. If we're really, really trying to enjoy and maximize family screen time, friend free time, family vacation time, just being together, just existing together. If we're really having patience, perspective, and then like a little recipe, and if we add a little dose or a big dose for some of us, don't take things personally. Well, why do we do all these things? We do them for a purpose, and the purpose is closeness and connection, right? Because they are not our little robots. They are going to do their own thing and carve their own life, their own identity, their own reputation, and that's going to be hard for us because that's just our ego just wants to protect them and control them, and we want them to be like this version of ourselves, either just like us or like even better than us. And these are all things that can get in the way of closeness. And so I think that if you are, if you are sitting there and your kid is 19, 20, 21, and they're launching, right? And you look at them, and this is just how I feel. I said, look, they've been through their ups and downs. We've been through our ups and downs. Oh my gosh, under my skin. And they're not a perfect kid. They're not totally ready for this season of life. They've got some serious issues to work through. But I know I did my best to parent them in wisdom. I don't know, I'm looking over here. We're just imagining they're there. I know my best, let's have them move. I know I did my best to parent them in wisdom, and I tried to love on them as best as I could. But you know what I really try to do? I just really tried to be close with them. I feel like, we did a good job in parenting them. That's just my, one man's opinion, right? I can't speak for anyone else. And so thanks for coming and letting me share that with you. I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on how you and your teenager have thrived during the teen years? Do you relate to any of these 6 things, or do you have something that you would love to share with us? Because I would love to learn from you a tip or something that you're doing in your relationship where your guys are thriving. So talk to me. Thanks for coming, everybody.